Hello everyone, and today we are doing our second session, and I will be talking about how to use your points to book an award flight. So you can use your points to book economy, business, and first class. But on this one, I want to focus on booking a luxury class flight, which is business and first class. Okay, so that's it. Let me just share my screen. And hold on, I need to just go to the correct window. There you go. Let me just share this. All right, so again, session 2, I'm going to teach you how to book award flights using points. And I'm hoping that you guys can get this seat as well with the champagne and take, one hand and you guys have a beautiful view flying to your destination. Okay, so for this session, I will be talking about a few topics, and they are how to use transfer partners for maximum value, award hacker, point dummy, business cards, and a couple of live examples on how to book an one flight. And the last but not least is I will use one student as an example on how to figure out their credit card strategy for this year so they can earn points. So that's the overview for today's session. And again, I like what I mentioned, you guys might need to rewatch this session. And this may go beyond 60 minutes, so please feel free to rewatch this session if you need to go, okay? So yeah, there you go. Okay, so let me show you this quick video, okay? And I want to make sure first that you guys are seeing my screen. Okay, perfect.
You said that money can't buy happiness. Sumimasen, come to Japan.
All right, so that's Japan. Okay, so and some of you, that is your dream destination as well. So, but anyhow, have you guys seen this documentary before? Let me know in the comments section. Do you guys know what that is? The one that I showed you guys? Here, let me share my screen. This one. Do you know what this is? Have you seen this documentary before? Nope, nope. Okay. No worries. Hold on one second. Cool. So, let me just go back. So if you guys haven't seen this documentary, this is called Jiro Dreams of Sushi. So basically, this was on Netflix. So this guy is a legendary sushi chef. He used to have a 3-star, three stars with 3 Michelin stars restaurant. But anyhow, so the way to book his restaurant is there are two things. You need to know a local that frequents his restaurant, or number 2, you need to book a 5-star hotel and have access to their concierge to contact the restaurant. So basically, this spot is really famous. Barack Obama went here and other people, and he only has 10 seats in his shop. He has 5 branches in Tokyo, and we were lucky to get the reservation to where he was working at. But so if you like sushi, make sure to check this on online. I don't think it's still on Netflix, but yeah, it's really amazing. So I think it's on Amazon Prime, the video, and I'm not affiliated with Amazon. So just like a little trivia, okay? So anyway, going back to the topic. So let me show you guys how to redeem points for travel, and I'm going to use Chase Ultimate Rewards points as an example. And there are two ways to redeem Chase Ultimate Rewards points. So number one, they have their own travel portal, and number two, it's by utilizing the transfer partners. So out of these two, I really like the second option, so I can get the maximum value out of my points. But if you guys want to keep it simple, you can do option one. So that's what I put right here. Then again, so let's just say you want to do option one, which you want to use the Chase Travel Portal, and you have a Chase Sapphire Preferred card. If you have this card, you will get at least 1.25 cents on per point. And if you also have the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, you will get 1.5 cents per point, and this will make sense in a little bit. So for example, let's say you applied for this card, right? And the current sign-up bonus is 60,000. Then if you redeem the 60,000 points on the Chase Travel Portal, here's a quick math. So 60,000 times, like what I mentioned, you will be getting at least 1.25 cents per point. If you use the travel portal and equals, you will get at least $750 in value out of this points, which is 60,000. Then remember, on the last session, I mentioned that our goal is to make sure that we get at least 2 cents in redeeming points. And if you use a Chase Travel Portal, you're only getting 1.25 cents per point, right? So like what I mentioned, I don't like option one. So I will teach you guys how, I will focus on option two, which will be using the transfer partners, okay? So we can hit at least 2 cents per point. Oops. And by the way, before I move forward, remember I showed you guys where to find the free resources page. So it's in the private Facebook group. So if you guys if you want to watch the how-to video of how to use a Chase Travel Portal, it will be right there, okay? Then option two, this is one I wanted to focus on, because this way you can get more than 1.25 cents per point. And again, this is Chase's transfer partners. So we'll be using a few of these programs, okay? So for this one, I'm sure you guys know United Airlines. So for this example, I'm going to focus on United, okay? And when I sent you guys an email and I asked you guys where your dream destination is, one of you guys answered you want to visit Europe for the Christmas market. So I want to use Germany as an example for this, okay? So I will show you how to book flights to Germany using United Airlines. So let's see. So let me just share my entire screen. So this is United Airlines. So if you haven't created an account, it's free. So to do that is, so I'm just going to log into my account, right? But if you want to create an account, go to united.com, and there's an option where you can join. But again, going back, I want to show you guys an example on how to book a business class flight going from the US to Germany. And we're going specifically to Frankfurt. So let's just say I'm from the West Coast, and the airport closest to me is Los Angeles. So then we are going to go to Frankfurt. So Frankfurt, Germany, the airport code is FRA. And I wanted to go around Christmas time. So let's pick 13. Then one traveler, and it's one way. And make sure to click book with miles, okay? And here, if you click on this, it'll ask what kind of class you want to book. So we're gonna do business class, okay? And I think somebody put a message, or somebody just joined. Okay, perfect. So going back to United. So right here at the very top, it'll tell you like a full week view. But if you click on this, it'll tell you, it'll give you a 30-day calendar view, okay, with United. So why do I do this? This is the reason why is so I can see which date has the lowest amount of points to book a business class flight. So like right here, for example, it's 155,000 points, right? So that's a lot. And you can see 88,088 here, and it says the lowest. Because I think the taxes and fees is only $12.50. So if you get this view, you will get an idea of the dates that has some business class availability. So there's one on November 30, December 2, December 7, 14, and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's just pick this the day after, which is December 14. Then it'll take you to this window, right? So there's a few columns. So economy, premium economy, and business. So to look for that, for the 88,000 miles, if you click on this, it'll auto-populate and it will show the cheapest business class option, which is this one. So for this one, for only 88,000 United miles, you can book this business class flight from LAX to Frankfurt. So that's one way to book the business class flight. But now, I wanted to show you how much this costs on Google Flights, okay? So if I go to Google Flights, and so it's from LAX to FRA to Frankfurt. So I already got that. And December 14, then, so business class. So this flies from LA, so 10:25 to Frankfurt at 10:40. So it's this one. It's with Lot Polish Airlines. So it's this one right here. So there you go. Double check if the details are correct. But so this is the correct flight, right? So it costs 3,150. So remember the formula that I shared with you guys on how to calculate cents per point? If you can't remember it, here I put it on the notepad. So the formula is this one. So cash price of the flight divided by the total amount of points times 100. So this one, the cash price divided by how many points? 88,000 points. 88,000 points times 100 equals. So you are getting at least 3.5 cents per point. So CPP is what I call it, cents per point, to just shorten it. So our goal is, again, to get at least 2 cents. And with this redemption, we're getting at least 3.5 cents per point. So right here is a good deal. It's a good value of your points. So that is, this is a good example. Okay. Perfect. So I want to stop sharing. And I want to stop. Did that make sense? Yes? Just type in yes before I start moving forward. Good? All right. Yep. So, thank you.
Dax, I'm a little confused now because yesterday you were talking about hotel points and these are flight points. I feel like the redemption is a little bit different. I mean, am I wrong or?
So they're the same. It just varies on like how much points you need to to do the redemption. But again, if you're getting at least 2 cents per point in either on flights and hotels, that's a good way to know that you're getting the most value out of your points. So on the next session, I'll be talking about hotel stays. But so again, to summarize, if you are using your points to book a hotel and flights, and if you're getting at least 2 cents, it's a good deal. That's all you need to know. So, all right. And cool. So write down all of your questions again, and we'll talk about it at the very end of the session. Okay. So there you go. Then I'm gonna go back. So that's that. Perfect. So I showed you guys how much the flight costs on Google Flights. So we're gonna move forward. All right, perfect. So let's move on to the next program, which one of Chase's transfer partners, and it's Air Canada. Okay, so earlier we did United. Now we're gonna use Air Canada. And then let's go to Sydney, Australia, because I think two of you guys wanted to go to Australia. And all right, so live demonstration. Let me just share my screen again. So this is Air Canada. Again, it's free to join. So you can go to aircanada.com and click this join airplane. But since I already have an account, I'm going to log in. All right. So just bear with me for a little bit. While waiting, has anybody here? Have you guys been to Australia before? Yes? No? Nope. Okay, nobody. We went there for the first time last year, and it's a very long flight, but it's worth it. So, and hold on, let me just. It's worth it if you're flying in a lie flat seat. So, all right, let me just get the verification code. All right, then just logging in. All right. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, guys, let me just share my screen, okay? Perfect. So it's just loading. And let me just pull this up. So, all right. So again, this is Aeroplan, and let's try booking a one-way flight from the US to Australia. So now make sure to click one way and click this box, book with points in Aeroplan. And again, we're leaving from LAX, just to keep it simple, to Sydney, Australia. So there's a few places in Australia. There's Melbourne, there's Sydney, but let's just pick Sydney, okay? And then let's just say we want to fly tomorrow, Monday. Then click search flights. All right. So again, over here, like United, there are a few columns. So there's economy, premium economy, and business class, and they have a view of the, some of the days here. But we're checking April 22nd. So right here, there is an option with United Airlines for a business class flight, and you need 87,000 points, 87.5 thousand. Then you only need to pay 105 Canadian dollars. So I'm not sure, maybe it's what, 80 or 90 dollars in US dollars, I mean. So that's an option for you. Then just a quick tip too, when you're using Aeroplan, it says here mixed cabin. Make sure to check if you guys are getting a business class flight. So for example, if I click this, it'll tell you, so it's a mixed cabin. So it says here, the flight from LAX to YVR, I think this is in Canada, it's in economy class. But after that, from YVR to going to Sydney, it's business class. So just make sure to double check all of these fares, okay? But you also don't want to book this because it costs so much points to book this, and what you're looking for is the least amount, which is this, okay? So what about if we do a different day? So again, there's still some flights available. So if I click on this, it'll show me the least amount of points to book a business class flight. So right here, it's 87K, and it is not saying mixed cabin, so this is good. So you'll be flying, what is this, nonstop? Yeah, it's a nonstop flight from Los Angeles to Sydney. So I would pick this because there's no connections, so you can just go straight to Sydney. But there's also this, the mixed cabin. So 95% in business class. So just make sure to check which is, just click on it and see, see all of the details of the flights. Okay, so it's 95% business class. So this is still a good deal. But if you ask me, I will pick this. So now, let's see how much this flight costs. So from LAX to Sydney on April 23rd on Google Flights, okay? LAX to Sydney on April 23rd. So this is with United Airlines, okay? So United Airlines. I'll just do nonstop here for the filter. All right. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's the flight. So 10:40 to 6:55 a.m. Is that the correct one? Yeah, 10:40. Okay, this is that same flight. So if you book this flight, it will, if you pay it in cash, it will cost this much, almost 8 grand. So doing the math again, we need to get at least 2 cents per point, right? So 7725 divided by how much points do you need? 87. So let's just do 88,000 points just for round numbers times 100. So now you're getting 8 cents per point. So it's more than 2 cents. So this is a really, really good deal because you're getting at least 8 cents. The first example that I showed you, it's only 3.5 and this is 8 cents. So, and I mean, it costs almost twice as much as the flight that I showed you earlier. So this is a nice redemption again. So yeah, yes.
Can you, I guess I need to see the end result. Can you convert, like it was 8 cents per point. So 8 cents times, how many points just to make sure what would have been the cash, like how much discount would you have gotten if you were to get this deal? Because you say it was like $7,000 for that flight, right?
Right.
But converted to 8 cents per point, so how much is it actually in cash? I guess, can you convert that back? So then we can see the difference, how much discount we got.
Well, so the cash price, that was the cash price that I just showed you, the Google flight. If you're gonna use your own cash to book that flight, it's $7,700. So that was.
If you're going to use points and say 8 cents per point, so what would be in dollar amount? I guess that's what I guess I'm trying to wrap my brain around how 8 cents per point is a discount compared to $7,000 cash price.
So
I'm trying to say, like, how much discount do you actually get, if you were to use points?
Okay, so I'm not really getting your question, but so that is the cash price of the flight, right? Which is 7,700. Then what I'm just showing you with all this formula is, if you use this formula, it'll tell you if you want to use your own cash or use your points. And our main goal is to get at least 2 cents per point if you redeem your points to book either a hotel or an airfare. So that is like my guideline. So if I get more than 2 cents per point on a certain redemption, I will use my points. But if I get less than that, I will use my cash and save my points for a future redemption. So I don't know if that's making sense, but yes. And again, maybe I can explain more at the very end, okay? But I'm just trying to see how I can explain this much better. But that's how I do my calculations and how I use either my cash or points to book a trip, okay? Cool. So let me just we'll go back again on this topic, all right? So, and we'll revisit this at the very end. So that is that. Then let me move forward to the presentation. Okay, perfect. You guys can see this, right? Okay, Air Canada. So again, how much did it cost? It's almost $8,000, which is insane. So the cool thing about Air Canada and United Airlines, again, they are both transfer partners of Chase. So if you have Chase points, you can use your Chase points and transfer the points to any of these programs. So again, having a lot of ultimate rewards points, you have the flexibility to transfer your points to these transfer partners versus versus having a card like, just a Southwest card, because you can use the Southwest card to book Southwest flights. So I explained that last time, so go ahead and watch that again if you want to revisit that section. But again, I will send you guys some links for for video tutorials on how to transfer Chase points to travel partners like United and Aeroplan. Okay, moving forward, I also wanted to give you guys an example of a program that's not a Chase transfer partner, which is American Airlines. So again, AA miles are somewhat easy to earn because they have their own credit card lineup. So some business cards and personal cards. Then American Airlines is a part of the One World Alliance. So there are 3 big alliances. So what this means is American Airlines, for example, here's a photo of the One World Alliance. So American Airlines is an alliance of all of these airlines. So basically, if you have points with American Airlines, you can utilize all of these other airlines because they are part of the One World Alliance. So for this example, I'm going to show you how to book a flight going to Japan using Japan Airlines. Okay, so this is one of airlines that's part of the One World Alliance. So let's go to Japan. Okay. Then let me show you this. Share my screen again. So here is American Airlines, and I'm going to log in using my account. We just got back from a trip 2 weeks ago. We went to Japan just for 1 day. And again, last year we went here 4 times, so it's pretty cool. We love Japan. So anyhow, again, we want to go to Japan. Let's pick a different airport. Let's do San Francisco and going to Tokyo. So Tokyo has two airports in the city. One is Haneda and one is Narita. So Haneda is the one closest to the big city. So I would do this, but let's just try this. So Tokyo, if we put this, it'll search for available flights between these 2 airports. Okay. Then redeem miles. Make sure to click on that. Then let's say we want to go to Japan tomorrow, because why not, right? All right, so it's loading. Okay, then like United, there's a few ways to see the availability, but I want to give you guys a quick tip. So if you click calendar view, it'll show the full month's view, right? Then here, if you click on this, it'll ask, it'll give you options if you want to filter out. Look, if you want to see some availability with business and business or first. But let's click this one so we can see some availability with business class. Okay, so there's a lot of options for business class. What about next month? Okay, so there's just one in May, but cool. So let's just go back. Let's say we want to fly tomorrow. So basically, this is April 22nd, which is today. Then again, if you click on this, it'll auto-populate the cheapest business class flight. So right now, there are 3 seats left to book this business class flight from San Francisco to Haneda, okay? And let's see, oops. So there are 2 flights, so from San Francisco to Chicago, then Chicago to Tokyo, okay? And both of these are in business class. So right here it says business, and then over there it's all business. All right, so again, so now let's find how much this flight cost on Google Flights. So I use Google Flights to see how much the flight costs, and also if I want to pay cash going to a destination and I don't have enough points, I will, this is one of my favorite tools that I use. So For example, let's go to San Francisco to Haneda, right? And it's going to be April 22nd. And let's just say you guys want to fly in economy, you don't have any points yet. So if you go here and click on the map, on this, the calendar, and you see this green, like text, the green, what do you call that, like dollars, you know, the green ones. What this means is this is the lowest cash price if you know, if you book this, you know, this certain flight. So, I mean, not certain flight. There will be some options for you. So for example, like today, says here, it's in green too. It's, you know, a flight costs 514, and at the very top, it'll tell you that Cathay Pacific is the cheapest airfare to book on this day, which is only 514 bucks. But yeah, just wanted to give you guys that quick tip, okay? But now let's look up the cost of that business class flight that I was talking about. So this is both operated by Japan Airlines from 11:45, San Francisco. Okay, hold on one second, let me just check. So the first segment is San Francisco to ORD. So this is not the, this is just an economy, it's business class, but it's with American Airlines. But I want to see this flight right here. It's operated by Japan Airlines. So it's from 12:05 to 3:20. 12:05 to 3:20. 3:20. When is this? April 23. Okay, let me just go back. ORD to Haneda. $12:05 to 3:20. Okay, so this is the flight. So this flight costs about the same thing, you know, which is 672. So again, going back, if we do the math, our goal is to get at least 2 cents per point to know if we're getting a good deal, right? And I can already tell that this is going to be a good good use of the points. So 7,672, which is the cash price of this flight, divided by the total points, which is 60,000, times 100. Again, this is the formula, equals. So look at this. You are getting at least 12 cents per point for this flight, right? So from SFO to Haneda, you're getting almost 12.7 cents per point. So yes, so again, this one is a good good way of redeeming your points, okay? And again, to give you guys an idea, let me show you how it looks like. So this flight, JL9, so this is the, you know, OR from Chicago to Tokyo, flight JL9. This is the business class flight, right? So this is the plate. So this is like how it looks like. So it's a lie flat seat. So it's pretty cool. I love Japan Airlines. I think it's one, I would say the top 3 best airlines in Asia. If you guys wanna, you know, fly in business or first class, because the food and also the food and the customer service is top notch. So make sure to check out them. Okay. Perfect. So let me just go back.
Say, quick question if you don't mind, or should I hold it to land?
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I was just wondering, is there certain airports that you like to leave from for certain destinations? So I was kind of following along. I'm close to Minneapolis, and like the cheapest I was seeing was 450,000. But then I do your search, or LAX I did, and it's like the same thing, 60,000 points.
Yes.
Do you try to leave from certain airports, I guess is my question, leaving the U.S., and then just book connecting flights separately?
So that is a good question. So I would try your home airport first, whichever you're closest at. So Minneapolis, and sometimes you will see availability for those business class and first class flights, because you know, you can use that with points. But the best the way that you can get more availability is if you fly with larger hubs. So for example, for us, I'm in Reno, so the closest hub that I'm close with is LAX and San Francisco. And Minneapolis, I don't know if you're closer to Chicago or D, but like the bigger airports usually has the better, like flight availabilities. If you want to use your points to book those flights.
Okay.
But let's just say I did not, I tried. Here, let me show you an example, okay, real quick.
Well, so I just looked up from Minneapolis to LAX, and it's like 46,000 points, and then it was like 46,000 points from LAX to Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wow, I mean, that's 83,000. That might be worth it there too. I'd have to do the math on that, but.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, you just need to do a couple of searches, because sometimes you will be surprised that for that same amount of points, you can fly from your home airport to that hub to go to Japan, for example. Because there are some options. So like what I showed you earlier, I need 60,000 points to fly from San Francisco to Tokyo. But I can also see a flight from Reno to go to San Francisco to go to Tokyo for the same amount of points. So you just need to first, put in your home airport first, and if you cannot find an availability, look for a bigger airport for to find that award flight. Then maybe use cash or use your points to book that that first segment. So does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect.
Always, that's what I was wondering, is that if it's always worth it to check your home airport first, or if you have found that certain airports just always have the way better deals, like LAX or San Francisco, or so. Yeah,
that's a good actually point too. So the reason why I pick LAX is it's a lot easier to see some award flights. If you're close to LAX, that would it's really good for you, and also San Francisco. Lee, where are you from? Janet? Hold on, is it Lee or Janet? Like Janet, right?
It's Janet.
Okay,
I don't know why I put it's just you as Janet.
Yeah.
I live 10 minutes from LAX.
So there you go. So she is lucky. So yeah, if you have, you can, there's a lot of what do you call that, like flights that that goes in and out of LAX. So a lot of big airlines.
Long Beach has better deals. Sometimes Long Beach Airport has this, even the smaller airports sometimes have great deals. I don't know why, but or like I would drive to Ontario or Orange County. They have even though it's like an hour flight, but sometimes they have better deals.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome, guys. Let's so I know I talked about 3 different ways to book your points, all right? And are you guys still good? Right now, you want to take a quick 2-minute break, or you still good? Good? Okay, let me just grab a coffee, okay? And give me 2 minutes. So, hi Renee, I haven't really, are you still there? I don't know if you can hear me, but just wanted to say hi. So nice to have you here. So hopefully you're getting a little bit of you're learning something, from today's session. So hopefully you can use that knowledge to, to book some business class and first class flights. So, all right. So John is here. Well, let's just wait for Janet. And while we're waiting, let me just, okay, there's Janet. So while we're waiting for Janet, I just wanted to share my screen. So, John, let's do this, okay? Let's say, I'm from Reno. Let's do the exact search. So Reno, RENO is my airport code. So I want to go to Japan. Again, if I want to go tomorrow, let's see if there are some flight availability for business class. Okay, it's 4:50. Let me check the full month's calendar view. Just close this. Can you guys see my screen? Right?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So, again, if I filter out the business class flights, okay, cool. So, check this out. On Monday, which is tomorrow, there's no business class flight, from to book the Reno to Tokyo flight, but there's a couple of availability, some other days. So let's check Tuesday. All right, so there's one seat left. There's a few options. So there's one here, there's 3 seats here, and there's like, this one is still good. So let's just pick this one, for example, because this has the least connecting flight. So for example, John, so from Reno to DFW, this is, what do you call this? So there's a flight to go to, to DFW to Haneda. This is the business class flight right here. But to give you an idea, for the same amount of points, I can book from my home airport to go to Tokyo. So that's a good option. So, and what is your home airport again? Minneapolis?
Yeah, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
What's the airport called in that one? Minneapolis?
MSP.
MSP? Okay. Let's just try that, okay? And is Janet back? Are you there, Janet? Okay, not yet. So after I'm done with this, hopefully she's back. All right, so calendar. Business. Oh, see, there's a lot of availability for you. So, yeah.
Huh.
And also, oh, go ahead. Sorry to cut you.
Well, I don't know why I wasn't seeing that. Okay.
You know why? I will share with you why in a second. But I guess we're already here. So, but before I move on, see, check this out. There's a first class flight available. So this is really crazy. So ORD to Haneda. Yeah. If let's just say you want to book this flight, right? Can you see my screen, like my Google Flights?
Yeah.
Cool. So this is from. So I want to see how much it is. ORD to Haneda. Haneda. What date is this? 25th. And let's try first class. Look at this, man. 16 grand almost. That's insane.
Wow.
Yeah, so if we do the math, right? So 15,898 divided by 80,000 points. Is it 80,000? Yep, 80,000 points times 100 is you're getting almost 20 cents per point. So again, that's
Wow.
like, yeah, more than 2 cents per point. That's our main goal. So this is the reason why whenever I use my points, I try to book at least a business class flight and first class if there's an availability, so I can get the most bang out of my points. So that's how I think. Then if I see an economy flight going to my destination and it's cheap to book, I will use my own cash and save my points to book this flight right here. Because if you guys have never flown first class, it's such a treat. Like,
Oh yeah.
there's no going back, guys. So yeah, so that's whatever. But you know what? Each traveler is different, so it's really up to you if you wanna visit more places using your points, or go big or go home, and fly first or business class. So cool. All right, so let's.
Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
quick question. Well, like on that flight where it was economy for the first short flight, and then the long flight is the business or first class. Well, and I guess generally, what do they do with bags? So I booked a flight just recently to Nashville using the points I have, which I didn't do the cents calculation. I'm gonna have to go back and figure that out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just economy, just to save me $300.
Right.
But I paid for the upgrade for priority boarding and for the exit row, or the exit row. I always do that because you always end up getting, like, nobody likes to book the middle seat and pay $25 for it. But I had to pay for that cash. I couldn't use points for that. Are there ways to, like, upgrade, like if you have extra bags, you're going for a couple weeks or something, to do that with the cards, or no?
Like with the cards or with the points for the upgrades?
Or with the points, yeah. Well, obviously you can use a card to buy it, and then get some points because you're paying using the card, right? But is there a way to actually use points for the extra fees with some of the cards?
You know what? Number one, I'm not quite sure. It varies from airline to airline, because you can, upon check-in, you can ask them, hey, can I upgrade using my, my points or something? Or maybe you can call them first, because I've been hearing a lot of like I was reading blogs. It really varies on the airline, because sometimes they will allow you to upgrade from business class to first using points. That I'm sure of. then there's also the cash option, and there are also cards that will let you get like a priority A, or a like the pass with Southwest. So I have a card that if you use, you get 2 free upgrades. So that's the time when I use that card to maximize that perk. So I guess to answer your question, check on the airline. You can call them if we can, to let them, and ask them if if you can use your points to do the upgrades and all that stuff. So.
Well, and I just thought of this. Maybe this would work. I don't know. So I have the Delta card, which is kind of nice. You book a flight with the Delta card, you get free carry-on, whatever. You get the stuff like that. But if you could use like the AA card, get it with the points, but then pay the extra $5.60 or something with the card, it's like, well, I paid for the flight. Maybe they'll give, if there are perks like that from the card, an airline card like that. Yeah, just an idea. Thanks.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. All right, let's go back to the presentation, because I know it's almost like almost 1 hour now, but yeah, I'm just trying to give value as much as I can to you guys. And let me just check there you go. So just going back to the PowerPoint, and hopefully Janet will be back, but she can just rewatch this part. So again, going to Japan, I just showed you how to use the points to book it. So this one, John and Renee and Janet and everybody else, one of the best ways to book the flight to Japan using AA miles is less than 2 weeks time. Like what I showed you earlier, there's a lot of availability within this week, right, for those business class, and I even found a first class flight. So yeah, just a quick tip. Then I showed you how much the flight cost for business and first. So, and then, so Dax, so I get a lot, this question a lot. So, and they mentioned, these options are great, but I'm a little bit overwhelmed. Can you keep it simple for me to find the best award deals? Absolutely. So one thing that I use is Award Hacker, and this is one way to know how much it costs, like in points, in which currency to travel to my destination that I want. So just to quickly show you guys how that works is, so you need to go to Award Hacker, not Award Hackler, so wrong spelling, but so to give you guys an idea, again, let's go from LAX to Haneda, just to keep it simple, all right? Then and once you do that, it'll show you this option. So for example, I want to focus on, so before I move forward, you guys see this, what do you call that? This little boxes. So MR means membership rewards points. So that's American Express points. UR is Chase. So that's Ultimate Rewards points. TYP is Thank You points. So that's City. MB is Marriott Bonvoy. And C1 is Capital One points. So what this means is, so for example, if you want to book a flight going from Los Angeles to Haneda, this AF is Air France. So you can, so Air France is a transfer partner of these major currencies. So basically, if you have points in any of these banks, you can use those points and transfer it to Air France to book this economy flight. Whereas, so for example, if we want to book a Japan Airlines flight for only 25,000 points, it only accepts Marriott Bonvoy points. So you only have one option. So let's just say you have a lot of Chase points. So this is JAL, or Japan Airlines, is not a transfer partner of, what do you call that, with Chase. So it is not possible. So those are just the options. So, and let's just say we want to book business class flights. It's the same thing. It'll tell you which airlines and how much it would cost, points wise, to book the business class flight. An error occurred. What about so it's a little bit glitchy. What about let's try San Francisco business. Okay, there you go. So again, San Francisco to Haneda, flying in business, you have all of these options, and unfortunately, all of these right here is you need to have points from Marriott Bonvoy, and yeah, so that's that. So hopefully that makes sense. Then I will also be sharing. Oh, welcome back, Janet. So
Sorry, I have to deal with the kids because we're leaving soon. But I was wondering, Marriott Bonvoy, is that a credit card too, or that's just like a membership type of thing?
So it's they also have their own credit card lineups. So, and I will talk about that on the next session. Okay.
Oh.
Perfect. So there's plenty, but on this workshop, I wanted to focus on Chase first because of the Chase 524 rule. Because when people are starting out, they're getting Chase cards first. But it also applies for the strategy to American Express, Citi, Marriott Bonvoy, and Capital One. Okay, so just going back, cool. So Award Hacker. Then the next one is Point.me. So with this one, why this website is what I recommend to people, because this is it will tell you the best point currency to use to book a flight, and it tells you if there are any promotions at the moment, because some of these airlines, they have like 30% off when you transfer, for example, like a Chase points to them. They will give you a really good discount, so it's pretty cool. Then the con is, if you use this, you may need to verify the award availability, which I will share with you guys in a little bit. Then also there's a monthly subscription, so you can sign up for 1 month, and you can just always cancel anytime after you see the award availability and you found your flights. Okay, then let me just do a live demonstration of Point.me. So this is my favorite recommendation, so for people starting out, because it just keeps everything simple for you. So this is Point.me. Again, this is a paid subscription, and I'm doing a monthly subscription. And if you want to try it, I think they have a free three searches. Then after that, you will need to sign up for their monthly subscription. But anyhow, I want to show you guys an example. So this is the website, Point.me, and I'm already logged in. And again, here, let's say I wanted to go from LAX to, let's go to Europe, okay? So CDG, let's just say I want to go to Paris, right? France. And I want to go in business class, and also let's just say I want to go tomorrow as well. So 422, then hit search. So now while this is loading, so it takes time to search for all the programs. So here at the very top, it'll ask you, if you want to look for a one-way or round trip flight, then how many passengers, and if you want to look for business and first class flights or economy and premium. But for this example, I want to show you guys how to look for business and first class availability. Okay, so that's that, and from and to, then the departure date. So, and then it's still searching for the other programs, and I wanted to show you guys this. So it will search, I'll give you some recommendations. So right now, it's the default is the quickest flights. So you can change this by clicking on it, and I wanna know like what's the lowest points that I can book a business class flight from LAX to Paris. So if you click on this, it'll show you the options that has the lowest points. All right. So over here, so it's still loading. I can see 57,500 points and only $23 in taxes and fees. So if I scroll down, here it says 70,000 points, and the taxes and fees is unknown. So you may need to go to that airline and figure that out. But so this is all business class. This is with Swiss, and on this one, hold on, where was that? So there's an option with United right here. So remember, I showed you guys how to use United Miles to book a business class flight. So with Point.me, it'll tell you, if you have United Miles, or if you have United points, you can book this certain flight right here for 88,000 points and $50 for the taxes and fees. So again, this is pretty cool. So if you just scroll down, it'll give you some options. But let's just say, let's pick one, okay? Let's just say we want to book this option. And if you click on it, it'll let you know there are plenty of ways to book this business class flight from LAX to Paris. So again, if you click on this, it'll tell you. So the first one right here, it's the point.me pick, because it has the best deal according to them, because it has a lower points redemption, and also you only pay $50 in taxes and fees. That's why they put these two options at the very top. So Built is a new program. It's they just released a credit card. So if you guys are paying rent, they have their own credit card lineup. So if you have some Built points, you can use your Built points to transfer to your United account to book this flight. So you will be transferring at least 87,800 points, right? If you have Built points. But let's just say you don't have Built points and you have a lot of Chase points. So now you can use your points and transfer to United. Then you will need to transfer 88,000 points. Then you will be paying $50 for this flight. Then you also have other options. So let's just say you have a lot of points with Capital One and American Express. You can also utilize them, but it's the points is a little bit higher at 90,000 points. So let's just say I have like a million American Express points. I will transfer 90,000 points to Aeroplan. So like I showed you the Air Canada earlier to book this flight. So again, to summarize, with point.me, it'll tell you the ways you can book a certain flight, and they will already tell you like how much and it will cost on a specific program. So but let's pick this one, since we're focusing with Chase, and it has the best best points, lowest points and lowest fees. So if we select the deal right here, it'll tell you the step-by-step on how to book this flight. So you need to prepare your account. You need to create a United mileage account and find the flights on United. Then number 2, it'll tell you to transfer the points, and number 3, it'll show you to book the flight. So if you're not sure, you can click on this and it'll show you. So they have a video here that will show you how to do it if you guys are more of a visual person like I am. So number 1, create your United mileage account. So it'll show on this video. Then after that, once you're done, you click next, and it'll tell you to look up for the flights. So it'll show you here on this video on how to do that. Then the next step is conduct an award search, and it'll show you here. Then the next one is you need to transfer the points from your Chase account to the transfer partners, and it shows here how to do it, which is pretty cool. Then you need to transfer how much points you need, which is 88,000 points, right? Yeah, 88,000 points, I believe. Then after that, it'll show you how to book it using your United account. Then that's it. So that's a really good how-to video within point.me. So if you're starting out, this is a good software right here, or a website to use your points to book an award flight. Okay, so I still use this as well. Cool. So that is one example on how to do it. Okay. So let me just go back. So I highly recommend point.me. And then, so I got this question from the last workshop. So Dax, how do you plan out your travel and make sure you're getting the best deals out of our points? And my answer is I let the flight award deals take me to the destination. So how do I do that? So how do I find those award deals? And I tell them about Thrifty Traveler. So Thrifty Traveler has a free and paid subscription. And I'm going to walk you guys how Thrifty Traveler works, okay? Because some of these business and first class flights, it's hard to find. So once I find those award availability on a certain date, then I plan my travel based on that. So again, to show you guys, you guys can see my window, right? Yes. Okay. Cool. Perfect. So here's my my email, and I'm signed up with their monthly subscription. And with Thrifty Traveler, they will tell you if there's a rare award availability that opened up. So here, for example, they sent me an email and they found this deal. They call it a unicorn fair. So basically, when they say it's a unicorn fair, it's very rare and it will be snagged up as soon as possible. So, they have their way of finding this award deals before the public knows about this. So for example, if you guys want to book the Qatar Q Suites, if you want to fly to Maldives or Africa or Southeast Asia, they will tell you, they will give you, this kind of this notification. And if you scroll down, it'll tell you the dates. So they mentioned there's two availabilities between January and February 2025. So this is the routes that they have found, to book this business class flight. This is the best world's best business class. So this is pretty cool that they will give you dates and also the routes, departure cities, and they will tell you how much points you need for where you're coming from or where you want to head out. And they will also tell you the booking instructions. So like point.me, you just need to follow the steps. So there's plenty of options. You can book that flight using British Airways and Qatar. So, and they will also show you guys some examples. So basically, once you guys sign up, just read their email and just I know at first it will be a little bit overwhelming, but once you've taken the time reading the email and following the instructions, it should be easy in the long run. But yeah, just want to show you guys an example. And for this one, there's another unicorn fair flying to Japan and South Korea for only 85,000 miles, and with Delta. So Delta One is very rare to book one of these days. So they share that over here. So again, they will give you guys some examples of how to book this. Okay, so highly recommend signing up for Thrifty Traveler. So that's that. So going back. So again, this is just a quick example of how I booked that Delta One via Virgin Atlantic. So this is the flight that we just booked over the next few months. And if I do the math again, just to give you guys an example, the cash price of this is $3,400 divided by, I only needed 50 points, times 100, and I'm getting 7 cents per point, which is a good redemption. So again, I let the award deals take me to the destination, and it also helps being flexible with your travel dates to make this work. Then again, quick tip: most of these travel deals happen less than 2 weeks of your travel date, and some of these airlines let you book in advance, and you can cancel anytime free of charge. So, for example, if you guys have a set date for your travel, I would recommend booking an economy ticket first, then wait at least 2 weeks before your travel dates to look for the business and first class award availability. Then you can cancel your flight for free depending on the airline. If you do find that first class or business class seat, then Google it first and make sure there are no cancellation fees, when you book that economy flight. But again, the few airlines that I know that offer free cancellations are United Airlines, American Airlines, and Alaska Airlines, just to name a few, this 2024, okay? So this may change in the future, but this is the reason why I love booking with these airlines, because of the free cancellations. Even though you're flying less than 24 hours, if you cancel, there are no penalties, which is amazing. So again, how do I figure out when to use cash or points? I need to make sure I do the math and get at least 2 cents per point, and I also go to Google Flights and check the cash price. Then what I've been telling you guys, if I find an award or a flight that's less than 2 cents, I'll probably consider using cash. But then if it's then I use my points for a better redemption if I use my cash. So then again, at the end of the day, it's really up to you guys if you want to use your points for travel, because using points for nearly free travel is still better than paying a ton of cash. So I highlighted it right there. So then practice is key, and I want to again, I showed you guys how to use United Airlines, so make sure to create an account and start doing some award searches, okay? So what is the Chase 524 rule? Again, if you applied for 5 cards over the past 24 months, you will not be approved for a Chase card. So that's the reason why I want you guys to focus on getting Chase cards first if you're starting out with this hobby. Then I also wanted to share about business cards and why they're important. So business cards doesn't count toward your 524 status. So basically, if you apply for a Chase business card, and you get approved, your Chase 524 status would not change. And number 2, they will not show up on your credit report. And number 3, the ability to earn more points. So how do you guys qualify for a business card? So again, if you have a side business, like for example, like any of these, do you sell stuff on Facebook Marketplace, eBay, or Amazon? Are you a delivery driver, a dog walker, a content creator, and so on and so forth? Then yes, you can qualify. So it doesn't really matter if you're making less than $100 on that side gig or side business. As long as you're making a profit on any type of venture, then you're eligible for a business card, okay? Then, if for those business owners here that has a business EIN, it's a great way to earn more points because you can get approved for more than one Chase Business Inc. cards. So with Chase, there are 3 Inc. business cards, and they are the Chase Inc. Business Cash, the Business Unlimited, and Chase Inc. Business Preferred. And so there are some, this is the current sign-up bonus of this business card. So with the Chase Inc. card, you will earn $750 cash back, or you can convert this cash back to 75,000 points if you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, the Chase Sapphire Reserve card, and the Chase Inc. Business Preferred. And typically, I recommend the Chase Sapphire Preferred card to all of you guys. So if you have this card, you can convert the cash back to points, again. So the Chase Inc. Unlimited, the same. You get $750 cash back or 75,000 points. Then the last business card has a really good sign-up bonus of 100,000 points. Then, to give you guys an example of how the EIN works, so if you have a business LLC or a business EIN, so let's just say, I'm going to use myself as an example. I have a wedding videography business and we have an LLC for that business, so we have an EIN. So again, there are 3 Chase Inc. business cards at the moment, and let's just say I applied for those 3 cards using my SSN first and I got approved. Then once I get all of these cards and get the bonus, I will apply for the same cards using my EIN next. And so let's just say I get approved for using my EIN. The total potential points that I can earn is 500,000 points just by using my SSN and my EIN to get this cards twice. So it's pretty cool. So what if you have a second or third EIN? So that means you can apply for these cards again using that different EIN. So basically, the more business that you have, business EIN, the more points you can potentially earn. So okay, then I wanna share you guys an example on how to plan out your entire year. So I will be using one student as an example, and so I'm just gonna go breeze through this because I know it's almost past 60 minutes. So can you guys see my screen? Yes, right? You guys can see my screen. Okay, so I want to use Ashu. She's one of the students, and I want to use her as an example. So here I made some notes for her. So she mentioned that her Chase 524 status is 324. So what this means is she opened up two credit cards, personal cards over the past 24 months, hence, 324. And so far, she mentioned she opened up Capital Venture X as one of those 3 cards, and so I need to know what those 2 cards are. I'm guessing it's a non-Chase card. Then she also mentioned that she has a side gig. She sells on eBay, and she has a $5,000 monthly spend. So with that information here, I created a 12-month calendar for her. So for example, if she hasn't applied for the Chase Sapper Preferred yet, I would highly recommend getting that, because again, with the Chase 524 rule, if you have applied for 5 cars over the past 24 months, you will not get approved. But since she is 324, she has 2 more slots for a Chase card. So if she applies for this Chase card and get approved, she will be 424, because this is a personal card. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Then once she get approved, let's just say she gets approved, right? She has like, let's just say she is going to prepay all her bills, utilities, and she will hit the minimum spend after 2 months. Then in June, she can apply for a business card, which is the Chase Inc. Business Cash. Then again, when I mentioned on the PowerPoint, business cards with Chase, it doesn't count on your 524 status. So let's just say she applied for this card and she gets approved, her status will remain at 424. Remember, she applied for this and she got approved. So she's 424, and if she applied for this, her Chase 524 status will not change, since this is a business card. Then again, she will get this card, she gets approved, and she has like, a few months to meet the minimum spend, because this card has $6,000 of spend in 3 months. So once she's finished doing that, in August, she can apply for this card. And again, in November, she can apply for this other Chase business card. So both of these cards are business cards. And she can also move this to September. So let's just say she doesn't, have that much spending to do. But she mentioned she has 5K of spending. So anyhow, so she can easily, meet the spending for this card over the next 2 months. So again, on each person's spending is different, so you can time your application, and I would recommend taking it one day at a time. So because all of these cards, you have 90 days to meet the minimum spend. So if you guys are comfortable doing 3 months to get a new card, it's really up to you. So you can adjust your strategy. And before I move forward too, Chase has a rule where if you apply for a card and get approved, you need to wait 30 days. So that's why I always have at least 1 month of not applying for a Chase card. So I always try to space them out. So yeah, that's just a quick tip. So, and if Ashu followed these recommendations, the potential points she will earn is, the Chase Sapper Preferred card is 60,000 points plus 75,000. 75 plus this card right here is 75,000 as well, plus this one is 100K. So at the end of the year, she will get 310,000 points, or maybe more, because all of these cards has a minimum spending. So she will get at least 320 or 325,000 points. So that's plenty of points to book a business class, first class, and 5-star hotel stays. Okay. Great. So just going back. So again, and before I start moving forward, I will send you guys all an email with a 12-month card recommendation based on your 524 status, okay? Then this is my current points portfolio. So I have a few 100,000 points with different banks and also airlines. So I currently have about 4 million in points. So why am I telling you this? So it's nice to be well diversified with points. So if you want to go to a destination, you have basically more options to go to that destination, because you have a lot of points with different banks. So again, having points with flexible currencies with Chase, Amex, Citi, Capital One really helps when you book your award flights. at award hotels. So I wanted to just talk about this. So this card right here, it's one of the business card with Chase, and right now, you know what? They just changed this. What do you call that? This sign up bonus, but this is their usual bonus. But since I already have it here, let's talk about it real quick. So again, you can earn $750 cashback if you spend $6,000 in 90 days. So you can convert the cashback to 75,000 points if you have the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, and this comes with a 0 annual fee. Then why do I love this card? Number one, no annual fee. Then you can get 75,000 points. Then you can use this card to pay for your utilities like internet, cable, and phone services, and you will earn again 5x per dollar. So I use this card to and have it on auto pay for all of these. So it's kind of like set it and forget it kind of thing. So I'm earning 5x per month with all of these utility, all of these bills. Then you can also earn 5x at office supply stores like Staples, Office Max, and Office Depot. And to give you guys an example, I have this credit card strategy that I use. So for example, if I apply for this card, I will use that card to get all of these, this gift cards. And so most of these gift cards has an activation fee of almost $7. So I always post it on the private Facebook group whenever I see a promotion like this. So sometimes they will let you know if they waive the activation fees, like right here, to get this gift cards. So why do I do this gift card strategy? So let's just say at a certain point in time, I already paid for my bills, right? And I don't have any more bills to pay. What I'll do is I will buy $6,000 worth of gift cards to get the 5x, right? Because this card, it will earn you 5x at office supply stores, at Staples, Office Max, and Office Depot. And I will use those gift cards to pay a bill in the future, or maybe I can use that to pay my groceries in Costco, or I can use that on Amazon. So I'm getting a gift card to prepay for my future expenses, and hit my minimum spend so I can get the 75,000 points, if that makes sense. So let's just say if I do that, a quick math, if I get that Chase Inc. Business Cash, I will get 75,000 points. Then, and if I use that same card to pay internet, phone, cable expenses for $3,000 times 5x, because that card has, one of the perks is you earn 5x for utilities. If you pay it for utilities, I will get 15,000 points. Then if I purchase $5,000 worth of gift cards, with office supply stores like Staples, I'll get 25,000 points. So if you add all these up, I will get 115,000 points on the first year alone. So, which is pretty cool if you know how to maximize the perks of this card. Then ways to redeem 100,000 points, I will just share it with you guys on the email, because there's plenty of ways to use the 100k points. So I just want to keep moving, and there you go. That's it. So thanks for listening, guys. I know it's been a long session, but I appreciate you sticking with me, Renee and John. So, and quick, so do you guys have any questions so far?
Okay, I have a couple. I was waiting to see if she wanted to go first.
All right.
But I do have a couple. But yeah, well, first, thanks. So I appreciate the time, and this has been great. This is awesome, putting everything in front. I've been, bookmarking all the sites. So
I know.
A couple of that 524 status. I understand it, but does that also apply to the business? So like the LLC, does the same rule apply? Does that LLC now have a 524 rule on it?
Yeah. So you will be also using your SSN when you apply for these business cards. So, and yes, you need to be below 524 if you apply for this other business cards. So, to get approved.
Oh, even if you're using the EIN number.
Yes, because it's going to be under your name still, even though it's for the business. So, whoever's like the owner of that business, that owner needs to be below 524 to be approved. So
Okay, but it's not going to count towards your 524 status because it's an EIN or it's the business.
it's a business card. So there's a rule, an exemption. So business cards doesn't count to your 524 status except for Discover business cards, TD Bank, and there's another one. It's on my e-guide, but with Chase business cards, Amex business cards, they don't count towards your 524 status. Okay. So
Okay, so you can see. Okay, so you really want to keep your personal under that because then, if your personal is 524, you can't even apply for the business card.
yes.
Okay.
So going back to my example earlier, so Ashu is 324, right? So let's just say she applied for a card this month, and she got the personal card, which is the Chase Sapphire Preferred card. Her status would be 424. So she only has one slot left, right? So now, since she has only one more slot, I would highly recommend her getting all the business cards with Chase and also get all the best the best sign-up bonuses. Then once she gets all those best business cards, or if Chase denied her of getting more business cards, because Chase will only lend her an X amount of credit line under her account for the business cards. Then once she gets denied, now she can get a personal card with Chase, so she can maximize that one last slot with Chase. So she can be 524. Now she can apply for American Express, Citi. She can go to other banks now. So
Got it. Okay.
yes.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. I think I have two Chase cards, but one of them's a business card, so I'm probably only 120.
124. So you have four more slots for a Chase personal card. So I would highly recommend, you can apply for a Chase personal card, but I would focus on the Chase business cards. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, and I think I'll stick with that Sapphire Preferred because like now I have the Chase Inc. business cash and all that, but I can't transfer it, so I need that transfer
Okay.
partner card, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And-
Anyways, okay, so that kind of led into the next question, the 524 status. Where do you see that? I mean, obviously, I can't just. Well, can I just check my credit report and see how many Chase cards I have?
So
is that the easiest?
So there's plenty of ways to do that. Number one is I will send you a link to Credit Karma. So you need to create an account with them. Then there's a section there where it'll tell you like the cards that you opened up over the past 2 years. So just look at the dates. Then just count like the cards that you opened up for the past 2 years. Then there you will see your 524 status. And also like the credit card pointers that I shared last month. If you do the paid account, I did the lifetime membership. So every time I get a card, I put my cards into that app. Then it'll tell me what my Chase 524 status. So it makes everything easier for me. So let's just say I don't want to go to Credit Karma and just keep looking on those cards. Over the past 24 years. So I don't. So it's like a shortcut to me.
Okay.
And
The Pointers app does it too. Oh, I see it right here. Okay. I
Yes.
have it up on the screen. So, and they have a lifetime, so you don't have to.
yes.
Build every.
Yes, and I will share you guys. I have a deal, and I talked to the owner of that, so I have a discount for you guys, a really good discount. So it's a lifetime membership. You guys only pay once, and no more monthly. So I like those kind of deals. So
Yeah, I like those kind of deals too. That's awesome.
Because I mean, as much as I want to, I like the app. It's just nice to have something you only pay once, and not worry about the monthly fees, right? So that's the reason why I've been telling you guys to try the free membership first. If that works out for you, that's totally fine. But if you guys wanna have access to the other features, like know what your 524 status, and also know of the perks that are expiring each month on all of your cards, it's amazing. So I can just track, you go to my apps like, I have like a $200 airline credit that's expiring this month, so I need to use that. Then once I use it, I can just swipe right, and it's gonna tell me I already use that perk. So to make sure I'm not, I'm maximizing all of these perks, because I have a lot of cards, like right here I have 2 stacks. So it's just nice to, I cannot, for people who are starting out, there's, it can get overwhelming, and it's hard to track all of the perks that that comes with a certain card. So having an app helps out big time. So
Oh yeah, I totally see that. And
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
yes, and
Okay. I think the last question, I think maybe you kind of answered it, but the best airlines to go to certain places. I mean, have you found, and maybe that's just experience once you're doing this a little bit, you find, oh, it's because I noticed you mentioned, oh, that's an Air France flight, so that's an awesome flight. And obviously, is there certain ones, or it was the Japan Airlines going to Tokyo? You're like, that's an awesome class, it's a good one. Is there certain ones that go to destinations that are like the top tier of the first class in the business suites?
Okay.
How do you know which ones are which? Is it just experience over time?
Okay, number one, Google it. So write that, just, or go to Reddit, because they are really, frank, or they are really transparent. Like, how's the flight from this, from LAX to CDG, like this Air France flight? Or there's a lot of blogs out there that will do a review. Or maybe, go to Google, YouTube, and see what they think. But I guess the best way that, is, so that's like the first step. Number two is, go to that, try to experience that flight for yourself, and then maybe in the future, if you like that, you can book that flight again. But the reason why I love Japan Airlines is, and I guess Japanese in general, like their customer service is top notch. So, and I've tried them before. I tried Japan Airlines, I tried ANA. Man, those were just like the best airlines that we've flown. And also Singapore Airlines, I would say it's like top one or two. They're so good, like the business class, and especially the first class product, where we went on the second floor of the plane. There's only 6 seats, so we had, like, I guess, butlers. They were like checking on us every now and then, and and the customer service is like, it's really memorable. So hopefully you guys can experience that too. So
yeah, that's awesome. Okay,
but yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, one last. You are always searching for one-way flights. Is that the best to book, or why always one-way?
So, one-way is, number one, I typically find, again, the best flight deals 2 weeks before our travel date. So, let's just say, we want to fly to Japan, right? And let's just say it's in October, and I don't have any seats. I can't find any business class flights from going there and going back. So what I'll do is, first off, I will try to book an economy flight first to lock down my, my travel dates. Or if you're me, because I'm really flexible with our travel dates, I will wait 2 weeks before to book that one-way flight going to Japan. Then I will not book my return flights yet, because it's still, let's just say I want to stay in Japan for 1 month. So let's just say after 3 weeks being in Japan, or after 2 weeks being in Japan, I will start looking for one-way flights going back to the US, because that's the time where I can see a lot of availability using my points. So that's my main reason. Then if I don't see any business class or first class flights going back to the US, the economy options are plentiful. So there's a lot of flights going back to the US in economy using points, but I don't want to fly in economy. Because once I'm like crossing that ocean, it's at least a 10-hour flight, man. And I mean, it's brutal if you're flying in economy. But if you don't have a lot of points, you can, you don't have any option. You can use your points to book an economy flight. But for us, like what I mentioned, we're always getting cards every 2 to 3 months, so we're always like earning points. So by the time we're ready to travel, we have so much points and we're well diversified. So
got it. Okay.
Yes.
Well, and I kind of thought that, like, if you're staying somewhere for a month, that makes total sense to just kind of wait until you're there and book the return.
Yes.
And I suppose you're doing, obviously there's a trip, you're researching, making sure it's not like a one-way destination somehow or something.
Yes.
Yeah, but if you're going somewhere for a week or two, maybe it's the best option to just book a round trip at first. And again,
yes, and also, before I forget, looking for an award flight in business and also first for round trip is hard. It's rare to find those availability. So if you can find it, try. If you already have a set date, try looking for your flights and book that that round trip flights in business if there's an availability. But if not, you do what I do, just book the one-way look for the one-way first, and then going to your destination, then once you're almost time to go back, look for that award availability again. So it really depends. It's if you're flexible, it will work to your advantage. But if you have a specific travel date, it's a little bit rough because you need to stay on those dates that for your travel. So
Got it.
cool.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks.
I love the question. So anything else? What about you, Renee? Are you you have any questions? I don't know if she's still there, but anyhow. So what about you, John? Before I let you guys go, anything else?
Well, I got one now. I didn't know if I'd wait till the end of the thing or not, but are there certain? So I know I have a couple buddies that use Delta like exclusively. One guy, anyways, he travels down to South America all the time for business, sourcing granite and whatever. So he's got millions of points with Delta. And it's like the highest whatever Sapphire or not Sapphire, whatever the highest level for the Delta courses. And he'll book the flight, and then a lot of times he's the top priority to be bumped up to first class or business class for free, just because he's got a point level. Are there certain cards like doing what you're doing where you book the flight for first, or maybe like you say, you book the economy flight, and then are there certain cards that you might get bumped up or be available to bump up? A lot of it's like the same day of the flight. That's what he says. He doesn't know. He books the business class because he's flying to South America for 12 hours or whatever. But then when he gets there, he can actually sometimes bump up to first class. But it's like at the gate,
Yes. So to answer your question, I don't know any of cards that have that how do you call that perk. But what I do know is if you have a status with a certain airline, like for example Delta, and I think you mentioned he has the highest status. So then right there and there, if you're, for example, if you're flying in economy, then you're boarding your plane, then they see you have a status and they have an availability for business. So I guess you have a priority to be bumped up to the next level of like service, like fare class, which is business or first. So I would say, because I don't have any elite status with a certain airline, I'm more of like a free agent. So I have like points that I use to book those business and first. But for those people who has an elite status with a certain airline, yes, they have those cool perks where they get bumped up to business or first class when they're flying, because they fly a lot with those airlines. So these airlines take care of their elite members, so that's why they give them like those free upgrades. So yeah.
Well, and some of those benefits for those elite members are great. He was telling me about some guy he's like the super way above everybody, and they actually flew a jet up there. He spends millions every year with his business or whatever, but it's just they flew a jet up to him just for him. It's like, holy crap! Yeah.
Man,
no, they waited. They like won't wait for anybody, but they waited for him for like an hour or something. Anyways, but awesome.
That would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe in the future, if we if there's a card that
the end goal might be like private. That would be that's the ultimate, right?
I think there's an option where you can fly private using points. Or I don't know if it's with less amount of people. I think it's from going to Las Vegas. I can't remember, but I will do my research and see if we can use your points to fly private. So that would be nice.
Yeah. That would be slick. Well, I always think of Branson, right?
Yes.
And how he started, he's like, I want to go here, and he just got like 10 buddies or whatever, and they chartered a private flight to fly wherever he wanted, and that's how he started Virgin LA.
Yes, that's amazing. And I think with that same guy, he's renting out his private island if you book 1 million points with Virgin points or something like that. I can't remember, but it's a crazy amount of points, but it's possible to book those exotic places and private planes. And I think he also mentioned you can book the commercial like plane to go to space, something like that. I don't know if you can book it with points, but I think it's $500,000 per person or $1 million. I can't remember. So it's a lot of money, but yeah.
What's the cost per mile on that one? I wonder.
I don't know. But that would be nice. We can, hopefully in our lifetime, we can go to space, and maybe if we can just use our points, that's the goal, right? That would be
Yeah,
awesome.
that would be amazing. I'd sign up for that. I got friends that are like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "No, dude, go to space? Absolutely."
Yeah.
No point.
We'll see. Hopefully, the next 10, 20 years, I don't know. Who knows, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else, John or Renee? If you're there, I don't know if you're. No more.
I'm good.
Perfect.
I got a lot of research to do already, so.
Perfect.
Yeah. I appreciate it though. Thanks for your time and all this system.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for. Oh, she said thank you. So Renee, I know you're there. Do you have any questions so far or no? Before I let you guys go. No more questions? Yes? Maybe? No. Okay. No questions. Okay. Perfect. So if you guys don't have any questions, next week, next Saturday, I'm going to talk about how to use your points to book hotel stays. So make sure to attend that one. And again, I want to say thank you to you, John and Renee, for attending this today's session. And if you have any questions, make sure to list them all and ask them on the next one. Okay. And thanks again, and happy Saturday. Okay.
Yeah. Happy rest of the weekend.
Yes. All right. Bye, guys.